peace when you are done.
Oh.
Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more.
Hi everyone, this is my Q&A video. If you're wondering what this is, it's a microphone because I've realised in my YouTube videos I seem quite quiet, so I decided to use a microphone. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me a bit better in this video. I've been getting some questions from DeviantArt, so I'm going to answer them now. The first set of questions was from Remochi, who's my good friend Crystal. Her first question was, what are your future cosplay plans? The next cosplays I want to do are Lambo from Hitman Reborn and Sarah Farron from Final Fantasy 13. Other than that, I'm not sure, but with the last Harry Potter movie coming out, I've sort of been wanting to cosplay Harry or maybe Lupin from the series. So yeah, I'm in the Harry Potter mood again. Her second question was, what is your favourite generic colour, animal, anime, manga, drink, food and game? My favourite colour is blue. My favourite animal is very subject to change, but at the moment it's leopards. Random, but yeah. My favourite anime is Hitman Reborn. My favourite manga is Death Note. My favourite drink is milk. I have no idea why, and I don't mean my milk, but I mean cow's milk. My favourite food is lasagna, and I get called Garfield because of this. And my favourite game is probably the Phoenix Wright series, or some pretty old school computer games such as Stupid Invaders or Grim Fandango, which you probably never ever even heard of. Her third question was, if you had to give up one of your cosplays for charity, which would it be and why? It would probably be Roxas, because the trousers are like ridiculously large and the top part is quite snug, like it's not tight but it's snug. And even though I gave the people my custom measurements, they still made it that way, so I don't know who they made that for. As my wig, it was like stiff with hairspray and rain mixture, so I washed it and now it's back to its softness, which is quite good, but I have yet to style it. It sounds kind of bad that I would give up my worst cosplay for charity, but I do care, and I would probably give up my Sasuke one as well, if it was for the right cause. 4. How many windows have you possibly flashed out of? This is a devilish question, and it was asked because one time we were at Crystal's house playing Truth or Dare, and that was the dare, and I foolishly did it, and then as I did it there was this man walking past just like the whole way, so yeah, that was quite embarrassing, and I think that's the only one unless people have seen me accidentally through the window. The next question is from Tickler818 on DeviantArt, and they asked, where are your top 5 most hideously ticklish spots? This is probably the worst question to ask me because I'm possibly the most ticklish person in the world, but I've had to narrow it down, and I would have to say my neck, my back, my ribs, under my arms, and probably my feet, which are all quite weird places, but yeah, I'm really ticklish. Then the next question is from DeathTheGirl888, who asks, why do my favourite words have to have gruesome meanings? Well, I have no idea, to be honest, but maybe it's due to like human fascination with morbidity and death. Maybe your words linked to the unknown, that's why they're particularly interesting to you. I'm sure there's nothing wrong with having your favourite words linked to gruesomeness, and I assumed that's what you meant by gruesome meanings. If you mean that they have kinky meanings, then maybe your mind's just in the gutter. PunkyChan911 asked, what has been your most memorable experience with cosplaying? My most memorable experience, even though I've had many, would probably have to be when I cosplayed Emma Skye from Phoenix Wright, because I went to my first con dressed as her and it was my first ever cosplay, and the most memorable experience was when I was just standing there minding my own business and suddenly heard Emma, and then this nice guy dressed as Apollo came running down the stairs all the way towards me. So it was probably memorable because it's the first time I was recognised as a character. The next question was a character you love but would never cosplay. There's quite a few of these, mainly due to my body type. I'm quite curvy, and I'm not the skinniest of people. So like characters such as Sephiroth, obviously I'm short. I'm only like 5'2", and he's quite tall. He's quite muscular. His costume costs a lot of money and looks impossible to make, especially when I can't sew at all. And characters like Goku from Dragon Ball Z, they're really muscly. You can see all their muscles, and I just don't have that. And also, I would never cosplay Ino because she annoys the hell out of me. Most embarrassing moment at a con. My most embarrassing moment would probably be linked to the guy I mentioned earlier who was dressed as Apollo, because I went to London MCM Expo dressed as Mello from Death Note, and my outfit was so terrible that he didn't recognise who I was, which was quite embarrassing, and I just shuffled off all ashamed that he didn't think I was as cool as I was when I was dressed as Emma. Sad times. Your favourite fandom is... This has nothing to do with anime, but it's Supernatural, which is a TV show. It's brilliant, the characters are brilliant, their relationships are brilliant. On Tumblr, people just take the mick out of the show, it's hilarious, and even the show takes the mick out of the show, so if you haven't seen it, you should go watch it. They next ask, what is your dream cosplay, a character you would love to cosplay if you could? This would probably have to be Pit or Castiel, but I really don't think I could pull Castiel off because he's quite manly and he has a lot of stubble. But I don't know, maybe one day. I think I just have a thing for characters with wings. Next set of questions is from Darby Pup. What is your favourite character to cosplay? My favourite character to cosplay is probably actually Naruto, because when I cosplayed him, I didn't feel like I had to get into character. I wasn't panicked that I wasn't in character. I wasn't at a con when I cosplayed him. I was at a friend's house, so I didn't have that pressure. I just got to have fun. I didn't have to be all angsty like I would have to be with Roxas or Sasuke, and I wasn't too panicked about the costume itself. Plus I borrowed it, so yeah, that was good. Their second question is, how did the group get started? I don't actually have an official cosplay group. I mainly just cosplay with Rimochi or whoever happens to be around at the time. So yeah, but how I met Rimochi, my friend Jasmine, who you can see as Minato on my DeviantArt, I knew her from school. She was in my class, and she already knew Rimochi. So we got introduced when we went to one of the MCM expos. It's actually the one where I went as Mello. I met Rimochi when she turned up at Jasmine's house dressed as Matt and then glomped me onto the sofa. So yeah, that was our first ever encounter. Next, Lovely Orange asks, what are some good animes you've watched recently? The most recent anime I've watched, which is really good, is called Ao no Exorcist. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but it's basically about exorcists, but if I tell you much more I'll probably ruin it, so I'd go watch it. I really recommend it. If you like anything like Bleach, it's really good. Their next question is, how is the weather in the UK right now? It's really hot where I live, sad face. Well, I'm sorry it's so hot where you live. Here it's actually raining today. Yesterday it was on and off, rain, sun, rain, sun, rain, sun. Yeah, the weather has a nasty trick lately of being really hot up until the afternoon, so you go out in like appropriate clothing, and then you just get rained on, or sometimes the other way around where you go out in a massive raincoat and then be absolutely boiling later on. Their third question is, do you read the Naruto manga or any manga? Yep, I read the Naruto manga and Hitman Reborn. They're the only ones I keep up to date with. I've also read through Death Note and Fruits Basket, and I have read some of the Kuro Shitsuji, which is Black Butler manga, and that's really good, but I'm only about a quarter of the way through, so I need to catch up. And I also started reading a manga called Samurai High School, which I need to find again because I read it quite a while ago now. Okay, that's the end of the Q&A video. If anyone else has any questions, I'll be happy to answer them, either through DeviantArt or here. I might make another YouTube video of question and answer if I get like many more questions. Thank you to everyone who asked questions. And in other updates, as I said before, I'm going to be getting Lambo and Sarah Farron ready, so hopefully you see more of those soon. Bye!